Yeehaw! Welcome, everybody. It is time this month again for our webinar for our Scouts BSA camp. So let's go ahead and get into it. Just some quick introductions once more. My name is Joe Lewis. I am the camp director, and with me on the call today is James Kyle, or Jimmy Kyle, our camp commissioner for the summer. Austin Reich will not be here as he was called into work, but that's okay. Jimmy and I have got it. So tonight's agenda, we're going to talk about our payment schedule and our final payment. We're going to talk about a refund policy. We're going to talk about our DHHS registry clearance process and the form to get that done, food service, camp-wide and evening activities, planning for camp, and finally, we're going to have some questions and answers. So just some quick housekeeping things. All attendees are in listen mode only. If you have any questions throughout the night, please use the chat feature to ask them. This webinar is being recorded, and the recording and slide deck will be posted on the website for your viewing for later. So let's talk about Legendary Camp Service, our commitment to you. Of course, we start with our commitment. We, the camp staff, are dedicated to providing our customers and guests a legendary camp experience while participating in our life-changing year-round camp programs. We are committed to providing facilities, programs, services, and camp leadership that will consistently exceed the expectations of our customers and guests. Our Michigan Scout camps will be safe havens for experiencing the best of the adventures and the values of the Boy Scouts of America. To help us do that, we've got some planning focuses. We will strive to plan an innovative program that meets the needs of all Scouts and one that will be provided by qualified and talented staff. We will work diligently to plan and implement a high-quality food service program. We will continue to upgrade and refresh our facilities, and we will engage you, our leaders, in our process and implementation. So I'm going to hand things over to Jimmy to talk about payment schedules.
So coming up soon in just a couple days is the final payment due date, due on March 1st. If you've been keeping track, keeping up to date, then this is the last one that you owe us. Can we go to the next slide, please? Awesome. You can submit your payment through our portal, scoutingevent.com/272-DAS, all that fun stuff right there. Look up registration, have your number ready. Payable either via e-check or a credit card with a small convenience fee being added onto that. Carrying on, for existing reservations, an additional $125 payment is now due for each youth participant slot, and the camp fee due for new reservations at this time will be equal to $225 per youth participant slot, $50 per adult participant slot. If you missed the third payment, which was due on April 1st, $225 was due then for youth and $50 was due for adults that missed the first payments. Final payment due, $125 for youth, $110 per full-time adult, $33 per day for part-time adults, all due May 1st. There will be a $50 late fee assessed to all youth not paid in full by May 1st. They do not apply to new Scouts or Arrow of Light crossovers, however. We do have some scholarships available. To be eligible, the following guidelines must be met. They must be, candidates must be registered within Michigan Crossroads Council and must be registered to attend any MCC Scouts BSA resident camp. A separate application must be submitted for each scout requesting assistance, and assistance will be considered based on need and the youth unit's support of the mission of the Michigan Crossroads Council, which does include participation in popcorn sales. Applications are available from January 1st to May 30th, so we're beginning to draw. Yeah, we're beginning to draw near to the deadline for them. First round of scholarship awards will be reviewed after April 1st, already underway. But it is still possible to submit more. It's not too late. Families will be notified by a member of the Volunteer Scholarship Application Committee, and families may only apply for one type of assistance, such as either the scholarship or the sibling discount. Information is available at the website linked below.
All right, so let's start talking about some DHHS clearance and the process to get that done. Per the State of Michigan Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, LARA, all persons over the age of 21, overnighting or visiting, so to get on camp property is what we're saying, that are attending any of our resident camps are required to submit a new DHS clearance request annually. So if you did one last year, you got to do it again this year. And if you do it this year, you got to do it again next year, and so on and so forth until the end of time. These persons are required to provide camp with an updated clearance letter dated 2022 upon their arrival to camp. For our out-of-state participants, you are required to fill out and provide camp a copy of your state's equivalent form. For more information, please contact me. So you can email this form out now for the Michigan residents. You used to not be able to do that, but you can do that now, which is absolutely fantastic. You will get them emailed back to you. So make sure that you get the email or form sent back to you. Do not send it to camp because I will not hold on to it for you. It is due upon arrival and must be brought with you if you are an adult over 21, even if you are just dropping folks off, even if you just are taking the trailer back to the campsite, you got to have it. It doesn't cost you anything if you're a Michigan resident, so that's good. All right, let's talk about food service. Got a menu. So, food service. Here is our menu for camp this summer. For dinner, upon arrival, we're gonna have pot roast, potatoes, carrots, and rolls. Monday, we got French toast. We got some breakfast wraps going on, biscuits and gravy, hot dogs, hamburgers, sub sandwiches, Salisbury steak, grilled chicken, barbecued pork, turkey. And on family night, we're gonna do some more hamburgers, hot dogs, potato rounds, which are kind of like the crispy thing, or like tater tots. This is still pending our dietitian approval. So once this is approved, this will get posted into our leader's guide and be the official menu. Things are subject to change. It got cut off at the bottom there, but it says menu may change due to availability of food, or if the dietitian says we need to offer something else, we will change it as well. But this is a possibility, a strong possibility of what our menu will look like this year. It'll be available in the slide deck. So, dietary restrictions. If you have any dietary restrictions, you need to fill out your dietary restrictions on your Black Pug registration. To do that, you log into your registration, you go to the participant, and you go ahead and click on update information on the person who has the dietary restriction. Once you do that, you'll get to this page. In the bottom right-hand corner, it's going to say dietary restrictions, and you can go ahead and input any information that you have there. So if they have a nut allergy, if they have gluten-free, if they have a lactose intolerance, anything like that goes in there. This is for allergies and whatnot. It does not include things like food preferences. So if Johnny does not like potatoes, you don't put potatoes in here because Johnny doesn't like it. Johnny just doesn't eat the potatoes when he goes through the line. So, our camp-wide and evening activities. For our evening program this year is going to be a camp-wide activity that happens every night from 7:30 to 9 p.m. A lot like last year, we went with a model where we offer a few specialty programs that happen every night instead of every area offering something special. The reason for this is because we want to make sure that you are able to really have a great experience at camp. We've been playing around with a bunch of stuff, and some of the things that we will be offering this year include a scavenger hunt / escape room that went extremely well last year, open swim, boating and inflatable time, and our cowboy action shoot. We will also be hosting our Western Cup and family night Friday afternoon and night. The Western Cup is a patrol-based competition, which includes things like roping, cope games, and shooting sports. And our family night happens that same day and includes a whole bunch of stuff for everybody to enjoy, like tie-dye, cornhole, and a root beer saloon. It also includes that fun barbecue that we're doing and all sorts of really cool things. All right, I'm going to hand things back over to Jimmy to talk about planning for camp.
All right. Planning for camp. Our ideal timelines. So from the beginning of this month to the beginning of next month is the time that you should be collecting copies of health forms and release of camper forms. Make sure that the ones you give us are not your originals. Make sure you give us copies. Originals will not be returned. Make sure you're collecting payments like we talked about earlier, and make sure your final payment is on time on May 1st. From May to June, carrying on, this is the month that you should be confirming transportation arrangements to and from camp, making sure everyone knows departure, place, and time. You have all your drivers lined up, and the same for pickup and return. Collect YPT, proof of BSA membership, and DHS clearance during this time. And make sure you have if you're out of council, you are securing your council's accident insurance policies. And then 2 weeks before coming to camp, you should be making sure your SPL and Scribe have completed a camp roster sheet that you confirm final transportation arrangements. Your inventory for what you're bringing with is all set and done. Everything's lined up and ready to go. You set up and expected your tents before you arrived, and all paperwork is organized and ready for transport. And you call camp to confirm any special dietary needs, and your prereq slips are signed by unit leadership and or merit badge counselors as needed.
Fantastic. All right, so our upcoming webinar, May 25th, 2022 at 7 p.m., we will be having a webinar. It will be our last in the series, so make sure that you attend to get all those juicy details that you need to make camp successful. Let's go. Next slide. Questions and answers. So, Jimmy, I will have you be my question person. As we go throughout, you'll ask and I will answer. So if you have any questions, ask them in the chat. We had a relatively short meeting tonight, which is fantastic for all of you. You can take that extra 40 minutes or 30 minutes when we're done with Q&A and I don't know, go and hang out and do something fun.
All right, first question is, do you need the DHS form for dropping off and picking up?
We are going to ask that everybody bring one just in case, because sometimes our drop off and pick up, our pickup, not necessarily we don't need them, but oftentimes our drop off takes much longer than we originally anticipated and becomes much more of a fiasco than just dropping off and picking up the kids with their bags at the campsite. Oftentimes it becomes parents end up sticking around for a little bit longer. So we do ask that everybody bring a DHS form. You don't even have to bring it with you directly. If you know that you're planning on visiting throughout the week, it is something that your unit leader can take with them at the beginning of the week and hand it in to us so that we have it on file for when you arrive. You will still have to hand in your medical form upon arrival, just like normal, so that we can do our medical check, but you can hand in your DHS form and we can match the two when you turn in your medical forms later. So get it emailed to you. It's free. It's easy to do. We ask that everybody does it.
Do you have a salad bar?
We do have a salad bar. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. You're going to feel so healthy after you go through it. It's going to be available at dinner, and we will be figuring out, we're in the process of figuring out what we're going to do for lunch, because lunch is a pack away lunch, which means that all of those little things are going to be in a little bag for you to take and go on. So we're considering ways on how to get you your daily vegetables into your bodies as you go throughout your time at camp.
All right. We have 2 cars coming to drop off and pick up and are out of state. Do they need a clearance form?
And are out of state. That is exciting. You must be driving quite the distance. We ask that you do have that clearance form just like before. If you have any further questions, or for some reason it becomes an incredibly difficult thing for you to do, because I don't know how other states work, get a hold of me directly. My contact info has been all over the place, so feel free to get a hold of me directly, and I will make sure that we figure out your situation.
All right, looks like the next unanswered question is, this looks like it's pertaining to something you were chatting about, or are these bags throwaway or returnable? I imagine they're talking about the specialty bags for lunches.
Yeah, so the bags for lunches that we plan on using are disposable. We're looking at all sorts of options, but right now the easiest and most straightforward and cost-effective option is a disposable bag to keep your hot food hot while you grab it and get it back to wherever you're going to eat it.
Will mess kits be used for dining in the pavilion? If so, will there be dishwashing stations?
Mess kits will not be used for dining in the pavilion. We are either going to use dishes or trays of some sort and transport them, or we'll be using disposables. That is yet to be determined by our food service committee.
Do you have golf carts to rent?
We do not, but we do have a wonderful working relationship with a nearby golf cart dealership. So if you get a hold of me via email after this, I can send you the information for them, and they are more than happy to rent you a golf cart for the week. Although, as a reminder, you do have to take a D-Bar-A specific golf cart training upon arrival at camp before you are able to use that golf cart.
What time can we arrive for early arrival on Saturday?
So that's something that you have to set up with me via email, text, or call. But we allow it starting after 12 on Saturday. That way all of our folks from the week before can get out and we can get things cleaned up and turned over. So if you are interested in a Saturday check-in, Andrew, thank you for posting my email address. My email address is right there, joseph.lewis2@scouting.org. Email me and I will let you know or we can set that up.
That is currently all of our questions.
Oh, I've had a couple folks private message me here in the chat with just some clarification points on DHHS clearance and the Michigan Crossroads policy that we have on file with the state of Michigan for approval. Just so that everyone hears it is if you're not physically leaving the parking lot, you don't need a form. If you're going to physically leave the parking lot, which would include things like using a bathroom, etc., then yes, you do need to have a DHHS form. So if you're not going to leave the parking lot, you don't need a form. If you are going to leave the parking lot, you do need a form, and they're free. So I would just encourage everyone to do them.
Fantastic. All right, any other questions that any of you have? Now's the time to ask them as we get closer to camp. We are only 2 months away, not even 2 months, like a month and a half or so away from camp. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. But if you have questions, ask them now, because soon you will be here. And I'll still answer your questions, but they're going to be far less convenient for you when you're at camp rather than when you can prepare ahead of time.
What staff positions do you still need?
That is a fantastic question. So we are still in need of some help in our kitchen. We are still in need of some directors for our areas, including an aquatics director. If you know anybody that likes to swim or boat or has the ability to swim decently well, you can send them my way if they're 21 years or older, and I will pay them money to swim all day. Well, not really swim all day, but manage the people that swim all day. We are also in need of a first-year camper director in charge of all of our wonderful younger scouts, somebody who is in charge of our handicraft area, and somebody who is in charge of our Eagle Quest area. So they'll spend half the time teaching everybody about citizenship and half the time teaching people down at the boat beach. So if you have anybody, preferably age 18 or older, that you know would make a great addition to our staff, send them my way and I will pay them real cash dollar bills, give them a place to sleep, and I will also feed them. And for the most part, all of our adults sleep in cabins, which is pretty fantastic. They're all relatively nice. Cool. If we don't have any more questions, I would like to thank you all for your time, for being here with us tonight. I am so incredibly excited for the summer. It is going to be fantastic, terrific, groovy, almighty great. If you have any questions, please get a hold of me at any time.
We have one more question, Joe. What types of dressings are on the salad bar?
Oh baby, we got so many dressings. We got French dressing. We got Italian dressing. We got ranch dressing, or people call it American dressing, or Midwestern dressing. All sorts of dressings available on the salad bar. It's going to be super healthy, super awesome. You're all going to love it. It's going to be great. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you at camp this summer. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at joseph.lewis2@scouting.org. All of you have my phone number at this point, but I will post that in the chat as well. I do love text messages because I do live at camp, which means that I don't get great cell phone service all the time. And in my house, especially, cell phones often cut in and out. But I do get texts everywhere on camp. So text me, email me, and I will see you at camp this summer. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Jimmy, for helping us out. And yeah, have a great night, everybody.